Doesn't the current military action in Libya show that it is time for a European defence force, a common defence policy which would give Europe real military might?
I think we need a common European defence policy. Libya has highlighted a number of problems, not only in military terms, but also in terms of migration. I believe the two issues are closely linked. So why don't we have a common policy? Well, the most obvious reason is that great differences still exist between the EU member states, and not just on the question of when to resort to military intervention. Remember that in the 1950s there was an attempt to shape a pan-European defence force under what was called the European Defence Community. It's clear that this question will be raised once again in the near future. For example, larger countries like France and Britain have long established military traditions and great experience in military intervention. They are not yet ready to share that expertise. I think that smaller nations are usually more willing to pool resources. This goes to the heart of the European debate. Do we want a community-led Europe or a more intergovernmental Europe? In times like these, in the midst of the Eurozone crisis, with pressures of migration and reduced defence spending, we see these two visions of Europe competing with each other. The larger nations want an intergovernmental Europe, while smaller countries want a stronger European community with more common policies. Such tensions are inevitable. I think they will be resolved eventually, but step by step, which is what happened with the single currency. If you want to ask a question, you can do so on our website, euronews.net.